Human blood has many unique and vital characteristics. One of these is the blood's ability to clot. This is when blood congeals and stops flowing out of a wound. Now, certain people lose this important ability due to a disease called haemophilia. If you had this, you would most likely reconsider every single physical activity you engage in. Haemophilia is a disease where the blood clotting process occurs at a slow rate. Due to this, inconsequential cuts can cause large amounts of blood loss, and small hits to the head can cause internal bleeding and seizures, though rarely. Symptoms include excessive bleeding from cuts, deep bruising, and blood in the stool. Here are two photos of people diagnosed with this disease. There is clearly no visible sign of the disease, which makes it even more terrifying. So why does this horrible condition occur? It is caused by a mutation in the human gene that produces blood protein, which is necessary for your blood to clot. When a blood vessel is damaged, it activates parts of your blood called platelets, which block the infected area, preventing blood from leaking out. These platelets then release chemicals to lure other chemicals like blood protein and platelets to strengthen the blood clot. Once it is durable enough and when the clot stops growing and as the infected area heals, your body slowly breaks it down. Haemophilia could either affect the VIII protein gene, which leads to haemophilia A, the IX protein gene, which leads to haemophilia B, and in rare cases, the XI protein gene, resulting in haemophilia C. Essentially, they all cause conditions with similar characteristics, the ones described previously.
Haemophilia is passed on as an X-recessive mutation. To understand exactly what that means, let's take a quick look at the genetics behind this. All humans have chromosomes, which pass on to their children. Men have an X chromosome and a Y chromosome, while women have two X chromosomes. These are passed on to children, so that males get an X and a Y, and females get two X's. The woman obviously passes on an X, while the male decides the gender of the child. If he passes on an X, it's a female, and vice versa. Haemophilia, as we mentioned, is an X-recessive mutation. That's pretty simple, but also results in some interesting abnormalities. First, men are more likely to have this disease, due to an important rule. For an X-recessive mutation to occur, all X chromosomes must be defective. You might recognize this as Mendel's first law of dominance and segregation. Take a look at this example. Persons A and B shown here have both inherited a mutated X chromosome. Person A is male, and person B is female. Person B has two X's and only one of them is defective, so she doesn't have the disease. Person A has one X and one Y, and the X is defective, so he has haemophilia. Men have a higher chance of having haemophilia because they have one X chromosome. Also, if a mother has haemophilia, her children are more likely to have it because 2 out of the 4 chromosomes are mutated. If a man has haemophilia, he cannot pass it to his sons because the X chromosome will always come from the mother, so no male-to-male transmission.
Thankfully, however, humanity has moved forward over the past century. While haemophilia cannot be treated, there are many new ways of managing and diagnosing the disease, 2 of which we'll go through in detail. A popular way of testing for haemophilia is amniocentesis. This is a test which basically involves taking a small 20 ml sample of the amniotic fluid around the baby in the womb. This fluid contains skin shed by the unborn child, which can be tested for a variety of diseases, one of which is haemophilia. This test is perfectly safe, as the needle is monitored by ultrasound throughout. As for managing the disease, a popular method is the injection of DESMOPRESSIN, abbreviated DDAVP. Desmopressin is a hormone that causes a rise in factor VIII, IX, and XI proteins, which are necessary for clotting blood, as we explained previously. These advances in medical sciences have had many positive effects on society. Haemophilia is obviously managed more effectively, and the general life expectancy of the community also increases drastically. However, there are also some negative effects of these treatments. For example, the drug desmopressin also has negative effects on the user. While it's true that it raises protein levels, it can also result in swelling of the face, difficulty breathing, or even nausea.
Genetic diseases are rampant in our society, and many of the people around you may be suffering from them. It's essential to be aware of them and their ramifications. We hope this video helped you do just that. Thanks for watching.